In January of 1968, soldiers from the 9th Infantry Division kept being sent back to the same village in the Mekong Delta. They had already cleared it more than once, and killed or captured every fighting-age male they found there. And every time they went back, there were more. Over time, the body count started adding up. Dozens, then hundreds. Eventually, there was only women and children left. This is the story of a place the men nicknamed the Widow's Village. Helicopters would usually drop the men into open rice paddies. Most of the time, the landing zone was quiet. They would move toward the village in a loose line, crossing dikes, moving along the tree lines. There was no element of surprise. Villagers could see and hear the choppers coming in. They went in the same way every time. The plan didn't change much. The orders were to surround it, move through it, and clear it out. Anyone who tried to run was stopped in the open, and anyone who stayed and fought was killed where they were. Even the women were pulled out, questioned, sorted, and every part of the village was searched. Weapons and tunnels were always there, sometimes easy to find, and sometimes buried deep enough that you only knew where to look after you'd been there a few times. And once they found them, they cleared them the only way you could. One man at a time, going down into spaces built to keep people alive long after everything above ground was gone. By the end of each operation, it looked finished. Weapons taken, structures burned, and no men left to fight.
This is Douglas Sharp, reporting from the Mekong Delta on the ground with elements of the 9th Infantry Division. Earlier today, U.S. forces were inserted by helicopter into a small village area that has seen repeated contact with Viet Cong forces over the past several weeks. I'm being told by officers on the ground that this is not the first time units have operated here. The area has been entered, cleared, and then reoccupied by enemy forces multiple times. Soldiers moved into the village shortly after landing. Enemy contact was made not long after the advance began. The fighting was close and brief in some areas, with additional resistance encountered as troopers moved through structures and surrounding terrain. As of right now, it appears like 6 Viet Cong fighters have been killed and several taken prisoner. Following the engagement, soldiers conducted a detailed search of the village, uncovering weapons, supplies, and access points to underground tunnel systems believed to be used by Viet Cong fighters moving through the area. Engineers and infantry personnel worked to destroy those positions, along with structures considered to be supporting enemy activity. Military officials state that operations in this area will continue, as enemy forces have shown a pattern of returning shortly after U.S. units withdraw. For now, the area is considered secure, but as one officer here put it, that has been the case before. I'm Douglas Sharp, reporting from South Vietnam.
Every time the soldiers left, the Viet Cong came back, so the soldiers were sent back to clear it again. Same village, same approach, same result. More weapons, more fighters, more men of fighting age who hadn't been there the last time. It didn't make sense at first. Then it did. They weren't clearing it. They were passing through it. And the Viet Cong were doing the same thing, moving back in as soon as the Americans left, using the village again, rebuilding it just enough to use it, then losing it again, over and over. And every time the 9th Infantry Division went back, they killed more of them, enough that the numbers stopped meaning much, because it never stayed clear. The more they went back, the less it felt like clearing an objective, and the more it felt like repeating the same fight with no end to it. They were losing men there, and over time, it started adding up. 19 killed and 72 wounded, all in and around the same piece of ground, and the village just kept filling back in. Eventually, the approach started to change. The men had less patience. Men of fighting age were treated as part of the problem the moment they were found. Some tried to run, some didn't. It didn't always matter. The goal wasn't just to clear it anymore, it was to make sure there was nothing left to come back to. Hooches were burned without hesitation, whether a male was found or not. All supplies were destroyed as soon as they were found, food and the animals. Anything that could be used again taken apart or blown in place, and still, they came back. At some point, the line between who was part of it and who wasn't stopped being clear. Any male in or around that village became fair game. Decisions were made fast and not always questioned in the moment. The women and children were relocated, the animals were killed, and the entire place was destroyed. Many of the men who fought there question why this wasn't done in the first place. When politicians make the rules, it's always the young men on the ground that suffer.
Dust devils dancing on the cracked asphalt. Sky's the color of a faded photograph. This old living's humming, carrying on my thoughts, trying to outrun the echoes of a laugh. Oh, the river keeps on rolling, don't care where I've been. The cypress trees are watching, they've seen it all begin and end. Just another mile marker, blurry in the rain, chasing something I ain't found or running from the pain. Used to think I knew the reason for the turning of the page. Now the lines are getting blurry, showing every bit.
Hello. We here at Battle Docs would like to extend our thanks to the people who watch our videos. I think it's important that we remember these men and women who sacrificed so much for our country. We really appreciate you taking the time to be here. We'll see you on the next video.